This offseason, Dallas had to address the running back position. They had to do so by being aggressive. Now, they may not have been aggressive as many would like, but they were aggressive in the types of guys that they were able to bring in. Jadon Blue was brought in the 5th round from Texas. He's a speedster that can run a sub 4.40, and they paired him up with the hammer and Phil Mafah from Clemson. He's known for his tough, greedy running style. So we're going to dive into the film of Phil Mafah and what he brings to the Dallas Cowboys with his unique style.
Turn the pressure up. I don't quit. I don't fold under pressure. I'm the best, and I know I'm the best. And you know I'm the best.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. I know y'all can hear me. I got my swagger back, and we're here to talk about our second running back that we drafted, Phil Mafah out of Clemson. He's a tough runner. We're going to see it on film. So he stands at about 6 feet, 230 pounds. At the combine, he ran about a 4.61 40, I believe. Bench 22 reps, so you know he's strong. And he's rushed for almost back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons at Clemson. And throughout his career, he actually shared the backfield with quite a few running backs. One notable one, Will Shipley, that's with the Philadelphia Eagles. And so some of his pros, physical, as we talked about, good contact balance, and he's effective in short yardage. Some of his cons, limited agility. You'll be able to see that. Not as skilled in the passing game. And to me, I kind of felt like when I watched film, I kind of felt like when I watched it, he didn't really show up in the big moments. Like when he played Georgia, kind of felt like he went a little small in that game. But you watch the other two games in Wake Forest and South Carolina, he kind of stepped up and he was physical there. So maybe against certain opponents he might be strong, but some when they're about equal might be a little bit different. Now his fit with the Dallas Cowboys, I think he has the role in the short yardage game in the goal lines, right? And ultimately, you look at his running style, you look at how big he is, he's going to be in direct competition with Javonte Williams, the back that we just picked up from the Denver Broncos. So I'm excited to see that competition, and excited to see how he steps up there, right? So don't let me just tell you everything. We're going to allow the film to speak. You guys let me know what you think. And if you guys feel like this is a great draft pick, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. This play appears to be an inside zone with a backside slice. He's going to do a good job of pressing the line of scrimmage. And what I like is that rocker step that he set up there, which, we talk about being agile, but to me, that looked like it showed a bit of agility. So might get a bad rap there from regular scouts. And again, this time he's going to do a good job of pressing. He's going to press the line. It's going to lead to a bounce because everybody gets washed down. And so that was a good feel of the position. So I liked seeing that. And this is more gap scheme. You're going to see a counter. And what I like about him in the gap scheme counter world is I like how close to the lineman he is. I like that he's able to, follow his blocks. And I think that might be what Dallas sees in him as far as a runner. We want to get back to more gap scheme stuff. And you're going to see that here again. He has a feel for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he's got to hold on to the football, and that is something that I read, hold on to the football there, but gap scheme, power, counter type stuff, he definitely has a feel for it, and he's going to finish that run right there moving forward. I was always taught growing up that it's better to finish on your chest than on your back. Now, I know you got rolled over there, but, don't listen to me, man. This is him on the same side toss, and as you can see, Clemson had that in his offense. Now, I know some of the scouting reports are that he's not as good at catching the ball out of the backfield, but there you could kind of see that, and then you get a chance to see him at the goal line here. You get a chance to see him in close quarters. Like, these clips are kind of fast, but look, him at the goal line finishing. Like Wake Forest, he kind of had his way in this game. Now you're going to see him run a draw here. So I do like the different types of runs that you got to see in this game. It wasn't the same old, just, different concepts. I did like how they showcased his ability in this game. Like you see another counter here, and he shows a little bit more of his moves. So this is the Georgia game that I was talking about, where, I kind of felt like he didn't rise to the competition. I felt like when they put a hat on him, he kind of went down. I felt like, and maybe it's because just the talent level around him and everybody was losing their matchup. I do feel like through these 3 games, though, I got a sample size of who he is as a back, and I'm going to try and break it down for you guys in the next couple of minutes. So I do want to add this Cowboys content disclaimer. And as I'm watching film on prospects sometimes the other day when I was watching Jay Toia, I called Lou immediately and said, bro, we got one. And so sometimes we'll call each other and validate. And so as I'm watching Phil Mafah, and I knew that I was going to do this because the fans kept hitting me up like, you got to do Phil Mafah, you got to do Phil Mafah, you got to do Phil Mafah. I really wasn't feeling the clips and stuff that I saw, but I was like, you know what am I missing? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? And as I'm watching, as I'm talking to Aisha Morrison, I'm saying, Jackie Robinson, and I trust her eyes like I told y'all, or like I've been saying in the past, then it started clicking, and I realized that Phil is a creature of confidence. You know what I'm saying? He is very streaky. I started figuring it out that once he starts to have confidence, it's going to keep growing and keep growing and keep growing, and it's going to keep expanding, and you're going to start seeing more agile stuff. You're going to start seeing, some of the things that you want from your shiny toys. Now, he's not going to lead with that, but he's a type of back that kind of has to be led through that with success. Now, with this role right now with the Cowboys, you got to kind of do what you're going to be able to do with the refs that you're going to be getting. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be an open competition, and they're not going to give you 20 times to figure it out. You got to just figure it out when you get your reps. And so what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to build on the confidence that he's getting with each rep. And that's how he's going to have to keep the heater going. And that's what I was saying. I'm like, he's on a heater right now. And I was watching Wake Forest, and I watched him dominate, and I kept watching him, and I watched him with South Carolina. He was dominating in that game, but he never quite got going against Georgia. And so that's what led me to that. And you see clips everywhere, and you see him do crazy things. And I realized that it's probably that, So I'm anxious to see what he does in camp. And like I said, he's going to be in direct competition with the other physical back in this camp. They're going to pit them against each other because it's obvious what they want. They want thunder and lightning. And so they want to see who's the best. They want to see who's the best thunder to their new lightning, which is their shiny toy. Now, Phil Mafah is not going to be your shiny toy, but he just gets the job done. So we'll see what he does in this competition. And I want to hear from you guys in the comments who were telling me Phil Mafah's this, Phil Mafah's that. I want to hear what you guys think, how you guys think it'll fare, and if you guys think it's a fit. For the people who haven't seen him, let me know what you thought. And if you want to do a little bit more homework, go do some homework and then come back. But I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the community. We out. Peace.